Hello students, uh, I welcome you all to the second lecture of this first module in the elements of mechanical engineering. So today we are going to discuss regarding the trends in mechanical engineering. Okay, so in the earlier class we have discussed what is mechanical engineering, what are the importance of mechanical engineering, then afterwards what are the different sectors which have the crucial role of mechanical engineering. Then we have discussed what are the social responsibility and the social contribution of mechanical engineer. So these are all the things which we have discussed in the earlier lecture. If you want to listen it, you can just go back to my earlier lecture and you can listen to it. Okay, so today we are going to start with the new topic, that is trends in mechanical engineering. Myself, Veeresh Kumar Kes, assistant professor, Jain Institute of Technology. So in this video we are going to discuss regarding some very important areas where the mechanical engineers have contributed, and there is a very future trend which is going to be there in the sectors. Okay, we'll start the class now. Okay, so first, the trends in the energy sector. So we all know that energy sector is the biggest sector where the mechanical engineers have the very huge contribution in here. Okay, so you all know that whatever the electricity we are using, that is mainly produced from some power stations. So in that power stations, the mechanical devices are very much required. So these are the things which are going to be there. Okay, in here the energy sector, the first trending area is the renewable energy. So since we know that in nowadays the energy is whatever the fossil fuels which are depleting, the resources are not that much available, means in our future we are not going to get that fossil fuels which we are using now. So we have to move towards the different areas where we can have the renewable energy. So in here we can go to the solar energy. So by that so by using the solar, we can use it for the purpose of generation of energy. Then we can go to the wind energy. So by using the wind turbines, wind whatever the devices which we are going to use to generate the power. Next, we are using the hydro energy. So by improving the that whatever the hydro energy by different types of turbines and by different technologies, we can also achieve greater efficiency in here. Next, geothermal energy. In the geothermal energy, we are using the temperature variation of our underground inside the earth and outside this whatever the earth surface. So that can be utilized to generate the energy. So next we can go to the tidal energy. By using the tidal power, we can generate the energy. Then we can go to the biomass energy. So these are all the different types of energy sectors which are in very much required in your future, because renewable means we can have a lot of advantages. So there is a which is very eco-friendly, and we can use it for the longer time, and whatever the power we are using, it is free of pollution. Okay, so like that it is going to be there. So next is the trends in energy sector, that is energy storage. So in the energy sector, the energy storage is also one of the trending area. Why? Because not only generating energy is sufficient, we have to store it. So like that we have generated the power, and if we are not utilizing that power, we have to store it. Okay, so anyhow we have to store it. So that sector is very important. So nowadays we are using the renewable energy resources such as solar energy. So that solar energy, in daytime you are getting the energy, but in the night time you don't get that energy. So at that time you have to use the stored energy. So what are the different ways we can store the energy? So you can see here, so electrochemical. So in that we are using the batteries and hydrogen batteries, flow batteries, different types of batteries which are going to be used, where we can store the electricity in the form of chemicals. Then in the mechanical type of energy, we are using the flywheels, compressed air, pumped hydro type of energy. So in here what happens, we are using the mechanical devices to store the energy, and that can be utilized to generate the power whenever it is required. Next, it is the electrical type of energy storage system. In electrical type of storage system, we are using the capacitors, supercapacitors, and superconducting magnetics. So these are all the things, are different types of devices in electrical devices where we can store the energy and you can utilize those energy in the requirement. Next, another type of form of storing energy is thermal energy. So in the thermal energy, what we are going to do, you are just heating some products or some elements, some fluids, so that is storing the energy. So that can be utilized for the further usage, such as hot water storage, thermal fluid storage, next ceramic thermal storage. So like that, there are different sectors where we are going to store the energy, and we are going to utilize those energies in the required time. Okay, so that is depending upon the application. So this is the one of the trending area in the energy sector. So next trending area in the energy sector is IoT, okay, Internet of Energy. So we all know that energies can be produced somewhere. I mean, somewhere we are producing higher energy, somewhere we are getting the lower energy, somewhere the energy is required high, means the application area is high, and in some areas the energy requirement is very low. So there are the different areas, means we have the renewable energy resources, conventional energy resources, and different types of energy generating stations, energy usage stations. So this is one of the network. Okay, so you can have the different network: factory storage, renewable storage, grid storage, office storage, commercial storage, household storage. Means wherever, means you can utilize this IoE technology to achieve a greater efficiency of supplying the energy and usage of energy. Okay, so you can have the best efficiency and optimal design to build the energy system. So if that energy system should be properly built with a proper connectivity between each other. So that can be achieved by this IoE. So IoE is nothing but it's a network which is going to connecting the producer to the applicative area to the storage area very efficiently. So this is the trending area we can consider for the energy sector. So next very important area where the mechanical engineering have the trend, it is the automobile sector. So we all know that whatever the vehicles we are driving, whatever the engines, whatever the vehicles which are running by using the engines, it is mainly it's a big contribution by the mechanical engineering. So what are the trends in this automobile sectors? Okay, so first of all we have the autonomous vehicles. Okay, so what is this autonomous vehicles? Means nowadays it's very trend that the whatever the vehicles which are coming which is having a self-driving mechanism, means the whatever the person which is sitting inside the vehicle, there is no need of driving it. So automatically this whatever the vehicle should move, and it should have the safer movement, and it should reach the destination. So these are the things which you going to. So you can see in this diagram. So the vehicle itself, it is going to judge the what is the distance of the vehicles from here to other way, and what is the distance of destination, and it can judge what is the safer area to move in the road. Okay, and by that it is going to be efficiently justifies and make the self-driving mechanism. So what are the advantages? So there is a minimization of accidents, and there is comfortability improves in the human drivers. The drivers maximum accidents happens in the night time, so that can be avoided by this type of self-driving mechanism. So these are the trending areas where the autonomous vehicles are very much important in automobile sector. Next, if we go to the vehicle to vehicle communication, okay, it's very important. So nowadays we can see in the cities we have the biggest problem is the traffic problem. So what happens, if you know that there is a traffic in that whatever the road, so you can efficiently decide which different way, so you can easily move to your destination. So that can be identified by using the vehicle to vehicle communication system. So in here what happens, they are using GPS technology, they are using sensor technology. So by that the signals are going to be sent to one vehicle to another vehicle, and that signals improvises which way is good for to travel faster and reach the destination. So that type of vehicle to vehicle communication can be achieved in the automobile sector. So that is also one of the trending sector. Next is the smart factory. Okay, so what is the smart factory? So smart factory is nothing but the main goal of this smart factory is to automation and modeling and digitization and stabilization, which is going to be very easy. Means in here we are using, you can see in the diagram, the robots are doing the work instead of human beings. Means there are the many errors can be eradicated in here. Okay, the robots will efficiently do the work day and night, 24 hours into 7. So there is no need of any rest which is required for this type of robots. So you can have the better productivity, and you can have the accurate designs, and this will leads to the more comfortable and more safer vehicles products can be manufactured in the smart factories. This is the importance of smart factory, where the automobile sector is going to be there. Next, in one more sector in the automobiles is electrification of vehicles. Okay, why it is required? Because we know that fossil fuels will not be available in our future. Okay, so one or the other day we have to rely on the other type of source. So electrification means we are converting the vehicles to the electric vehicles. That is very important. So what happens? We are using the electricity to run our vehicles. So nowadays you can see in our cities, there are a lot of vehicles which are run by electricity. They are using the different electrical devices, so that can use it for to move these vehicles. Okay, so why it is required? Because of there are a lot of advantages, such as it is eco-friendly. The energy which is going to be there is exhaust. The exhaust gases will be completely eradicated in the electric vehicles, and we require the very different type of charging stations. This is the very important area. Just charging stations are more required, and we require the battery technology should be improved, so that it can store the more energy and should be stability. It should have the more stability to achieve the greater efficiency, and it should not have any type of chemical reactions. So these are all the things which are going to be concentrated in this, whatever the electrification of things. So this is also one of the trending sector. So next we move on to the manufacturing sector. What are the trends in the manufacturing sector? Okay, so whatever the products which you are using, it's really you don't know, whatever the toothpaste you are using, whatever the toothbrush you are using, it is manufactured somewhere in the industries. Okay, so you know what is the different type of designs which will be there, which will be means in yearly wise or if monthly wise, if you see the designs, it is changing. Okay, they are changing the designs. They are different types, means not only this product, many products have this type of changing. Okay, so that can be achieved by the manufacturing sector. So manufacturing is a process of converting raw materials into a finished products. The technology had taken a great leap in the manufacturing sector. Okay, there are different types of manufacturing methods which we are going to discuss now. One is lean manufacturing. You can see here it's a lean manufacturing. What is lean manufacturing? So lean manufacturing is nothing but it is different from conventional manufacturing, where the wastage is going to be greatly reduced. Means they are using the whatever the in the earlier conventional methods, the wastage of material is very much when producing the products, but in the lean manufacturing it is completely, means it is greatly reduced. So what is the main achievement it is making? Total quality focus is going to be considered, continuous improvement is going to be considered, and short cycle, means you can produce the products in a very small process. So for that we have the efficient peoples, we have the efficient process, and we have the efficient technologies we want to be used to achieve the lean manufacturing. So this is one of the method to create the products. So another type of whatever the manufacturing process is a just in time manufacturing process. So what happens in this, you can see in here, there is a chart. First the customer is going to place an order. Okay, so then the manager contact the supplier, means the manager contacts the factory person. The supplier, what he is going to do, he is going to decide which type of product it is going to be there, which is demanded by the customer, and he is going to ask for the raw materials. Okay, you can see here it's a raw material person. So the raw material supplies the person to the production line, and whatever the process of design, everything happens, and after that the production line is going to produce the product. Then that product which is produced, it is going to be delivered and to the customer. So this is the process happens in the just in time. Means what happens, the customer need is going to be satisfied. Whatever the customer is going to be needing, that is going to be achieved in this whatever the just in time manufacturing process. Okay, so next type of manufacturing is a flexible manufacturing or computer integrated manufacturing. This is the different types of manufacturing process. What happens in your flexible manufacturing is nothing but any design change, any product change, whatever required, it can be achieved very flexibly. So that type of manufacturing is called as a flexible manufacturing system. Next, computer integrated manufacturing system means you are using the computer technology in manufacturing sector, such as you're modeling the products, and that product is going to be utilized. First it is going to be analyzed in the computers. If it is right, then only it is going to be sent to the production line. So like that it's going to be happen in the computer integrated manufacturing system. So one more important manufacturing method, it is additive manufacturing. It is very much trending nowadays. So additive manufacturing is nothing but by adding the materials on layer by layer method, we can create the products. Okay, there is a machine which is going to be adding the layer, adding the materials layer by layer, and by that it can achieve the required shape. Okay, so there are softwares which are going to be there, so that support this what are the machine, and it will produce us the required product. Okay, so these are the things happens in the additive manufacturing, means we can easily manufacture the products. So nowadays the additive manufacturing is also utilized for to create the molds, the wall, the whatever the houses walls also going to be manufactured by using this additive manufacturing techniques. So this is also we are having the great leap. So next, in the manufacturing sector, it is automation. So automation is nothing but the usage of robots. So you can see here the robots are doing the work. Why we are using the robots means the whatever the it is to reach the higher productivity, to greater accuracy and lower cost. So these are all the very important sectors. By that automation is also having the greater trends. So in here the automation which will require robots, programming, and whatever the things which are going to be there. So collective process are going to be there in the manufacturing sector. So where the mechanical engineers have the whatever the trending area. Okay, so means if you know the why mechanical engineers are needed in this type of automation, because if you know the process, if you know the working of robots, if you know the mechanism, then only you can do the programming, then only you can guide that whatever the machine to work in that way. So these are the things which are going to be considered in here. Okay, so these are the three sectors which we are concentrating in this video. Okay, so in the further video we are going to consider two more sectors where the trends are going to be good in the mechanical engineers. Okay, thank you students listening for this second lecture. We'll surely meet in the next lecture for the next topics. Okay, thank you all.